What's up, guys? It's Jacob back again with the Schwinn Occ mini chopper, as you see behind me. Before we start anything, I want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. Can't talk right now. It means the world to me. I don't make these videos for subscribers or likes or comments. I do it because I like it and I want to help you guys and bring you along the way with my projects. So thank you guys. It means a lot to me. Before anything, I want to say I know it's been a while since I've worked on this machine. With any project, I feel like when you run into a bump or something, you kind of have to sit back and really think about it, which we have a pretty big bump with this bike and everything, so it kind of just discouraged me for a little bit, but I'm back at it again. So hopefully we can get everything figured out just so we can move on to the next project. But we have this thing where we left off. If you guys are new to the channel, I did remove the governor off of this engine and I'm sort of kind of regretting it right now, only because the last time I tried to start this machine, it would not idle unless I was giving it full throttle. So it was just acting up crazy, and I just I really didn't know what it was. I tried to adjust the valves, I tried everything. And another problem, major problem we have with this bike is that chain. That thing is way too long, and I can't find the right tensioner for it because this thing just doesn't work. The bottom frame hits. So what I'm thinking is possibly this setup might work. I highly doubt it, but I might add a jack shaft, and if I can run a sprocket on that side, that might be the best bet. But I know this thing looks pretty rusty, so we might have to take everything apart once we get it running again and repaint it and whatnot. So you guys really enjoyed these videos and I wanted to bring them back. I've been getting a lot of comments of whether just parts and stuff, and as far as this clutch goes, I'm not a huge fan of it so far. I would much rather recommend running a torque converter to a jack shaft and then a sprocket on that other side, just because this is way too long. It might not work. I'm gonna try, but maybe try to rotate that tensioner. First step in today's video is to see what is up with this engine. I know I have the throttle all rigged up and we're gonna have to fix all of that, so we're just gonna have to go step by step and dig into this thing. So stay tuned. Okay guys, before we do anything, I took the chain tensioner off and I just want to check. You see that sprocket? I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but it's definitely wobbly. So, you know, I'm going to take my time with this and I'm going to take this off, although it is a pain to try to align that sprocket because you have these adapters that go through, let's see if you can see it, both sides. But we're gonna try to get this as aligned as possible because any wobble is gonna throw off this chain. So I do want to try to make this chain setup work, and it's possible. It might not be the best solution, but it's possible for what I'm not trying to make this bike into. Let me clear this up. I'm not trying to make this bike into any like drag or race bike or try to go the fastest I can. You know, I just want to cruise on. I just want to cruise down the street, just, you know, nothing serious. So I don't need nothing like that's gonna for drag strip or racing or nothing like that. So I just want to cruise with it. So now if you guys want to go fast and stuff, I would not recommend this setup because this chain is way too long. Like I said, I would recommend a jack shaft right here going on to the other side, and then a chain from right here to right there. So a lot of you guys asked that question, and I would also recommend a torque converter, like I said, not this centrifugal clutch. Before we remove the rear sprocket, this bike needs some good old WD-40 right there. This thing needs some serious work. As you can see, that rust, man, it hurts me, but I will take that off. So we're finished with the sprocket. I didn't record it because it was hard to get to, like with my hands through back here and tightening it. I got it a lot better. It's not perfect, but it is good for what I'm doing. The chain isn't too bad. I'm trying right now to figure out where to mount this, because everywhere I put it, it just won't fit, or it's just off angle. So I'm having some issues with that, but I'm not gonna worry about that in this video. What we're gonna do next is see if we can even get this thing started and running, because in my last video it wouldn't really start. So I'm gonna have to figure out the throttle problem right here, because I did delete the governor. If you didn't see the last video, I did do a how-to, and just this throttle route I'm not happy with, so I'm just gonna fix all of that real fast. Quick update: we went ahead and replaced this flimsy throttle rod, you can call it, my little makeshift wire. It's metal, not really, but it can bend really easily, as you can see. So what you do if you remove the governor is you have to have a throttle arm, so the carb and the throttle right there work in sync. So I went ahead and got a bicycle sprocket, and I still gotta bend this side, and I cut it, and it's a lot more stiff, so it won't have any bending. So that was another problem I had that I'm getting rid of. My next problem is my throttle. How I had it mounted, that's like a homemade bracket, by the way, was right here, and then a weird like 90-degree angle, you can call it, and it was very hard to pull the throttle in. So that's not what I'm gonna try to do. I want a straight on throttle alignment, so it's a lot easier to pull. So I think what I'm gonna do is cut a lot of this throttle off, drill a small hole through the airbox, and run it straight to that arm right there. So let's see how this works out. Hopefully good. And just like that, we have figured out our throttle. It's not perfect. My goal was to run this throttle so it has a straight on angle, but my throttle cable isn't long enough, so it's still sitting at a 90 like that. But it is a lot easier to turn this throttle. So just like that, returns just fine. There's the return spring, throttle rod, the little hole I made, running the cable to a cable stop, drilled a hole through the arm, just like that. We're working with something. So now, let it focus. Now we're gonna try to start it. I'm gonna try to throw some gas in this, see what it does, see if we can get it idle, because I know last time I could not, the last time I tried to start it. So hopefully, cross my fingers. Alright guys, I just tried to start it up and it actually fired up, but I am having some issues. I'll show you guys what those issues are. Yes, I have the gas can jerry-rigged for now until I buy a bicycle gas can, but I need to get this thing running right before I put anything else into it. So let me show you guys what I got. Weird thing is, it only wants to run when you have some throttle. So when you're giving it throttle, it'll run fine. I mean, it'll run, yeah. But when I let go of the throttle, it just instantly dies, no matter how fast you're revving it. So let's show you guys. as you guys could see, it was running fine until I let go of the throttle, then it just died. So let's see if I can even get it started up without giving any throttle. That's a first. Let's see how long it'll run. Oh. Okay guys, that was actually a good run right there. So I think I know what we might need to do. There's actually a throttle. An idle adjustment right there. And I'm gonna idle it up just a little bit so where it's running without, because we don't want that centrifugal clutch to catch right when we start. Then this wheel will try to take off on us, so we'll Now the chain, I don't have the tensioner on it, and that's not a good sign right there. Man, oh man guys, I was not expecting it to start and run that easy. I guess sometimes when you just take a break from something, refresh your mind and come back to it, that you have new ideas, new ways, and you can think clearly and not be so frustrated with something when it's not running. Yes, I did cut my finger. It's alright though. Just had it bandaged so I don't bleed everywhere. Okay, so some things we need to address with this motor is definitely the chain, tensioner, everything. I don't have a tensioner on it right now because I wasn't planning on riding it right now. Let's see here. So I don't have a chain tensioner on it. The next thing to address is the gas tank. I'm gonna have to buy one of those bicycle gas tanks. And so let me talk about the governor remover on this engine. Okay, many of you guys are wondering, like, does it help? Does it sound any better? To me, removing the governor, it's a little complex. It's a little difficult after you remove it. The removal is easy, but after you remove it, you'll have to find the idle spot perfectly. So that's what was wrong with this bike, is that I had to literally tune that screw, and it has to be in the perfect spot or the bike will not idle at all. It'll die. Another thing is you are gonna have to remove the stock filter and probably just run a little mini air filter off the back, because I'm guessing more airflow, because this thing was not running at all with that stock filter on over there. But I'm super hyped, guys. This was a huge accomplishment so far. There's a lot of little kinks to work out, but we should be good. I just want to ride the thing, honestly. I put so much time and effort. I want to ride it. It's still got a long ways to go. Still looks ugly, but hey, it's a pretty cool project so far. Got the big back tire on it. The chain, I'm not liking the chain thing. I may run a jack shaft eventually. As far as the centrifugal clutch, it's probably really hot right now, yeah. I really want to build some sort of cover, because that thing is really, really dangerous. If you have pants or anything, your skin, your hair your leg hair can get caught in it and it'll just rip it right out because that spins constantly. So you're definitely going to want to be leery of that. That's why I recommend the torque converter over this, but this is the cheaper option. One more thing is the straight pipe header. As you guys can tell, it is super loud, so I would recommend buying an aftermarket exhaust as well. And as far as stopping this beast, so far I just have the front brake set up, which is a little sketchy. The back brake is not set up. Alright guys, in the next video I'm going to try to ride it. I'm going to try to figure out the chain tension. I'm going to look for some parts like a gas tank, a little mini air filter for the carburetor. I'm just so happy that we got this thing idling. It was a big headache. When I took that governor off, it just would not start for me. Like, I sat there for hours and I tried to start it. It just wouldn't start. But like I said, sometimes you just got to back away from the project. Take a couple months to refresh your mind. And as you can see, it's a big benefit. So again, I want to thank you guys, every single one of you. We hit 1,000 subscribers. That means so much to me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week. I plan on posting a video, so stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and you can tell your friends about the channel if you want to. Thanks for watching.